All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to LWN Network tonight. So coming up on tonight's show, the 100-plus minute speech that will go down in history as one of the longest, best, direct, no-holds-barred speeches of a president has ever given. So we're going to check that out tonight. We're going to recap that with you guys. Did the Dems permanently damage their party after last night? Is that the last nail in the coffin? Are there going to be Democrats that are going to jump ship? I've seen a lot of the TikToks today and Twitters today where they were basically saying, I'm done with the Democrat Party. I'm leaving. So a lot of people leaving the Democrat Party. Was it because of last night? Do you think Trump addressed the things that concern you? That's a question that we're going to try to answer for everybody tonight. And what is the aftermath of the address to Congress? From what I see, Trump scored a very, very big number last night with the audience, with Americans across the board with his speech. And did he nail it for the middle class people and the change that we want to see accomplished by this administration? All that and more tonight, right after the intro.
You can see it in the sky. No use running, if you do, you won't survive. People are sick and people are tired, but inside of me rages a fire. We the people are going to burn this corruption to the ground. Yeah, we the people will fight fire with fire starting now. Going to burn this corruption to the ground. Yeah, we the people will fight fire with fire starting now. Gonna watch them run, gonna watch it burn, gonna watch it all come down. Yeah, we the people are gonna burn this corruption to the ground. With fire starting now. Gonna watch them run, gonna watch it burn, gonna watch it all come down, yeah.
All right, we're back. I got my co-host with me tonight, Tammy the Hammer Nation. We can go ahead and bring her out too. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Do us a strong favor and hit that like button. We're really trying to build the YouTube channel over there. I accidentally nuked the last one that we had. It was like 1,100 subscribers. I think we're up to 100 on YouTube. So if you guys can do us a big favor and keep hitting that like button, and more importantly, share us out tonight. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed over there on YouTube. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. If you guys can hit the like button there and share us out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And Rumble is up and running tonight as well. So thank you for joining us over there on Rumble. We love having all of our Rumble people too. Rumble is such a great platform. It's come a long way since I first came out and started broadcasting on Rumble, and all the it was very basic at first, but man, I tell you what, it's catching up to YouTube very fast. I think it'll overcome YouTube, and I think YouTube is honestly going to become a thing of the past. Tammy, what do you think?
I agree with you. YouTube was very comfortable and easy for people, but like you just stated, Rumble's come a long way. Even Facebook is doing quite well, which is surprising. So, with the no restrictions on what you can say, the censorship and stuff loosening up a bit, that sure has helped. We can establish, a forum where people can meet. Everybody that wants to come and find us, we don't have to keep resetting stations like we did in the past, and that is refreshing.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. I lost sound. There we go.
Oh, you there?
I lost it there for a second. I don't know. I'm behind on the screens here. There we go. There's live. I had some other things. I was getting lost there for a minute. Yeah, it's come a long ways. We're going into I think this is our 4th or 5th season. We started in 2021. That was the first season. 2022, second, third. So yeah, this is our 5th season. Actually, this month on the 21st of March will be 5 years for us here at LWN, when it just started with a man and a laptop, and just started putting the things out there that I thought was important. And my biggest goal when I first started this channel was to give America a voice, to give people an opportunity to call into a call show. I am the Godfather. I am the original call-in show on YouTube. And that was my whole goal, is to start a call-in show on YouTube. Of course, we have the great Sean Hannity and everyone else that had call-in shows on the radio and stuff, but I want to do something new and exciting on YouTube. And so that's why we started doing that. And, it caught fire. There were nights where we'd have 20, 30 callers a night, Tammy, during our peak, and there were nights where we'd have anywhere from 1,200 live viewers all the way up to 5,500 live viewers watching LWN, and it was amazing. And we've taken the last couple of years off, self-reflected, and really wanted to determine what direction we want to take LWN network, and so we're back, and I think we've got a great plan, and we're gonna keep marching forward.
We are. And I actually got my start with LWN by calling in to your show. It was the first call-in I'd ever did to a show. I never did any such thing. And it was you and Shane. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to call. I have something to say. So you did hit a button and a nerve and a trigger by having a call-in show, because people felt comfortable enough to call and share their voice and share what they were thinking. And I remember that. I mean, I'm not one to do things like that, and I did because of LWN when it first started. So I think that's pretty cool, because looking back, it seems like so long ago, yet yesterday, and here we are all these years later, and getting ready to do it again.
Well, I got great news. The supercomputer is built. It has been shipped. I should receive it next Tuesday. And then it's going to take a few days to get it set up and get the bugs worked out of everything. And we are bringing back the call-in show. So we're about roughly 2 weeks out. And some of the other shows that we're going to start doing here at LWN, we're also looking at 24-hour stream here. And that's a week or so out too. Again, as soon as we get the supercomputer here, we'll be able to do a whole lot more than what I'm doing with this little Mac. So exciting news. And I'm pretty proud of what we've done in all these years of putting out, great podcasts. We were top 5 on Podbean for almost 2 years, and we're going to get back to podcasting too on Podbean, Amazon Music, iTunes, and all the great places where we can put our podcast. So it's things that we're going to do in the future. But tonight we're going to recap and talk about what happened last night with Donald Trump. He brought the hammer. He was Donald Trump 2.0, no nonsense, and he called it like it was, Tammy.
It was exciting and amazing. It was one of the longest speeches in history, over 100 and some minutes. But boy, I enjoyed every single minute of it. I loved the feel of it. I loved the directness of it. And I wasn't disappointed at all. And I think he covered a lot of things that, at least for me, were important and I wanted to hear. And I love that he did it in front of people's faces. This was not going behind people's back and being shady about anything like the Democrats like to do, or rhinos. This was like bold face, and he actually pointed to them. And if you notice, with a lot of things that were directed at the Democrats, he turned and he faced them. That is a man brave. That is a man strong, and a man that has honesty, because usually people that are not honest cannot look at you. They look away, they, hunker down. He was very upright, bold, and confident and direct in all his information. And once again, he's got the numbers. His memory is amazing. Even if there's a prompter there, a teleprompter, it doesn't matter. The man goes off of what he remembers. He's got major files in that head of his, and just trying to keep up with stories that break every day is hard to do. So to be in his head has to be an amazing thing, I think I'm really impressed by his knowledge and his memory and his confidence and his dedication to what he wants to do for this country to make it better.
I think he hit all the points for me last night. I know the Democrats, and we're going to talk about the Democrats tonight. We got some clips that we want to play for you guys from the speech last night, and I got a clip from one of the Democrats that they were making fun of last night. I want to show you guys with this clip how disconnected the Democrat Party is to the American people. Now, it's only my opinion, but I feel like the Democrat Party has been hijacked. It's not the Democrats of the Kennedys, right? And I feel sorry for people who do side with Democrats, because I don't know if they really realize how hijacked it is either. A lot of them, I don't know if they got blinders on or what, but when you talk about ideologies, the LGBTQ, the transgender ideology and all that stuff, it's just crazy to see how disconnected the Democrat Party is with their constituents. And we're going to see a little bit of that tonight, Tammy. But yeah, it was a great speech. I know it went a little long for me too, but he's on a mission, and his team's on a mission. I love the fact that Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, didn't put up with any nonsense last night. They kicked Green out from Texas and said, what, if you can't hold the quorum, then you got to leave. And it was nice to see that, to be honest with you.
It absolutely was, for him to take control of the situation and not try to be nice. Let's just be direct and not put up with the nonsense. And Trump actually posted and came out with his own statement regarding the Democrats last night. And he said they should lose their midterms based on their behavior at last night's Congress. In his address, he said, all Republicans must use their behavior on men and women's sports, their very dangerous open border policy, high energy and taxes, and much else. Basically, he said they should utilize the footage provided on the total disrespect they showed all of those that were honored that night, including young ladies who were killed by illegal immigrants, people with terminal cancer, etc. So he was bold in his statement against them as well. And I think he said a lot of things that we thought and want to say as well regarding their behavior and stuff. He was very cool, calm, and collective. I think he was just very, very direct in what he wanted to accomplish and get done. He wasn't sidetracked by it. He could have went off, and he didn't. That was an amazing, to me, historical speech, and I don't think there's ever been anything like it.
He he really got under their skin too. He pushed their buttons a couple times. He definitely was triggering them and baiting them and gaslighting them, and they just sat there, with the exception of them shouting and almost all getting kicked out. But I found it very sad as an American. I love this country. I love my family. I love the flag. I love everything about America. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But just the humanity, the lack of last night to see from the Democrat Party when that wonderful kid fighting for his life, fighting brain cancer, was made a Secret Service honoree last night. That was just totally amazing. I mean, most people that have love in their heart and humanity shed a tear last night over that. It was very emotional, and those people did not give a damn. They totally disrespected that father. They totally disrespected that young man. They totally disrespected the president of the United States, and damn it, they disrespected Americans too last night. They disrespected their own party. Not only that, but the young girls fighting for their lives, the young girls that have lost their lives, the women's sports issue, you know, where Trump said, "Hey, I'm signing this executive order, and there's going to be no more men in women's sports." There was no standing up and applauding for that. There was no support for that. There was no getting behind any of it. And honestly, it made me see the Democrat Party for what it really is. And I try hard at work, talking to different people with different points of view and people who claim to be Democrat. I try really hard to reach across the aisle and to have serious critical conversation with them and thought, and really try to meet in the middle and find common ground with these people. And that's why I honestly think a lot of real Democrat people do not understand that party has been hijacked. And it was an absolute disgrace like last night to watch them sit on their asses and not do a damn thing. And I'm going to call it for what it is. It was an absolute disgusting display of half of our political party that are supposed to be Americans, and they're not.
They're anti for sure. So there are some comments that I have that some of them have made, but as we start, continuing on, that 13-year-old boy, DJ Daniel, the good news is he's been all over the media today.
Yeah.
LW.
He went viral.
Yeah, he did. He was interviewed by some people, and the way he speaks is so eloquent. He said, "I'm a 50-year-old man in a 13-year-old's body," and he said, he was saying cute things. And then he also went to the White House. He got to meet Trump behind the Oval Office, in the desk there. And I thought that was great that Trump invited him and his dad in. I mean, what an experience for him! What a continuation of a beautiful, emotional moment last night, because it was President Trump's Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, who gave him the badge. And then that little boy was so excited that he gave him hugs, and we got emotional with that last night. And those pictures have made it through the internet today. So we've seen some great, positive, beautiful things that have come out of it. And you're exactly right. Why are we not seeing that from the Democrats? How can you not have a soul to have any emotion about people that have suffered, faced tragedies, and then, the triumph of overcoming those tragedies and standing there in the president talking to you and your family because you've lost loved ones? That is no way that anybody wants to be acknowledged and recognized. But, he did it to honor them and honor the people they've lost and loved, or the experiences they've had. It was just heart-wrenching. There's so many different commentators that came out today. One was a liberal commentator named Kyle Kulinski, who posted on the X account saying that Trump is using the kid who had brain cancer as a prop. He wants to be a cop, so he made him an honorary member of the Secret Service. To me, what a twisted, awful, ugly way to look at that beautiful moment for that young man. How can you be so cold-hearted? You just don't have a soul. You're pure evil. And I'm far from trying to be judgmental, but there is no way to show empathy towards these Democrats with the vile, evil things that they have said about last night, the way they behaved. Last night was bad enough, but they doubled down today throughout social media and different platforms that they had to be able to say something. Now, there is this one, it's kind of funny, but this is how unhinged they are. Democratic Rep Jasmine Crockett of Texas had a response as well that I wanted to share with everyone. So she said, "What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we're fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting?" And it's fighting, not fighting. Fighting with Greenland, we fighting with Canada, we fighting with Mexico, yet we in love with Putin. She goes, "What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the F up. because I'm ready to get on with it. So that's an awful, horrific thing to take away from what happened last night in that address to Congress, because there were many beautiful moments that they had opportunities to grab onto and unify as a party. And I think, Mike, they're just scrambling. They have no idea how to counter what Trump is doing. They're getting hit left and right financially, all their connections, their business deals, whatever, and they have nothing left but to be vile.
Correct. Do me a favor, folks, especially over on YouTube, as we're building YouTube back. Please smash that like button. Facebook and Rumble as well. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But more importantly, share us out. We would love to have that. So I'm going to make one more comment, and then Tammy, I'm going to go ahead and let you lead the clips tonight. We're going to play some clips from the speech, so stick in there and hang out with us. We're going to get to some of the comments in chat as well. But here's my last comment. I sat there and struggled for 4 years during the last administration. I watched all the speeches. I watched all this stuff. For the first 2 years, he didn't even do any speeches. I mean, he didn't show up for the State of the Union. He didn't do any of this stuff. And I'm sitting there every time there was something and watched. There was no love for country. I mean, we all know that the Biden family sold America out. So did the Obamas. So did the Clintons. So did the Bushes. They all sold America out. But every time you'd see one of these in the last 4 years, there was no unity. There was no love. There was no love for country. There was no love for God. They just wanted to push their ideology for transgenderism and the Green New Deal and all the other crap that they wanted to sell to the American people. At least last night, I felt like a true American. I loved my country last night. I was proud to be an American. I was proud of my president, somebody who had some frickin' balls, somebody who stand up to the rights or stand up to the wrongs in this country and around the world and push what's right and just really be there to try to make a difference for all of us. And so I can see the difference, and if other people can't see it, I'm sorry. You're going to have to take the blinders off to see the difference between this party. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it MAGA. You can call it Trumpsters. You can call it a cult. You can call it Nazis and fascism and whatever, because I've got those comments. I've had people comment about this show being a fascist show. If that's what you think fascism is, you're wrong. You need to look at the other side and see how crazy that shit is, and to see how they want to brainwash people and how they want to manipulate and mutilate our young people and our children. It's sick. It's disgusting. That's the last comment I'm going to make for now, because I want to get to the clips. I'm fired up tonight. I checked my blood pressure before the show, and I'm sure it's just boiling right now. If I had my blood pressure machine right now, I'd probably explode, just because I get so upset about the other side, right? So
Right.
let's let the producers know which clips that we want to run tonight. We're going to run the clips, and then we're going to talk about them.
Okay, so the first clip is Al Green getting booted. So that is going to be the first clip. And it's clip number 2 from the first message.
Clip number 2. Real quick, while they're grabbing that, I just want to say thank you to Mimi Green. She bought us a couple of coffees. She said, so happy that the Liberty Warriors are back. Thank you for that coffee, Mimi, and love you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Far beyond. Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order.
Get the hell out of there. Get your ass out of there.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you
All
continue.
right, I think we're good
Thank
there,
you.
right, Tammy?
Yep. So
right.
that's basically what they did. You know, they escorted him out. And then what did he do right away? Story is that he went and he started filing impeachment papers against him, as if Donald J. Trump, as president, didn't have the authority to be able to do that, or that really Mike Johnson, Speaker, to hold decorum. I mean, Trump just stood there because he listened to what Speaker had to say. But it was epic. And, you know, he just didn't want to stop. I mean, and possibly if you're shaking something at the president of the United States, couldn't that be considered a threat with some kind of weapon?
Absolutely. Jeff B had told us before we went on last night, and it's funny that Donald Trump brought up the price of eggs, because Jeff B told us last night before we went live, when I was on the phone with him, he said, hey, I got word that the Democrats are actually planning on throwing eggs at the president during session last night. So that was something that we were looking for. And then it's funny because Donald Trump, he turns right around and brings up the price of eggs. I thought that was a pretty unique comment that he made. Out of anything he could talk about that's overpriced, he brought up eggs.
That was interesting.
That was pretty interesting.
Yep. So if we can go to clip 5, that is about with DJ Daniel being made an honorary Secret Service agent. That's clip 5 of the same set that was sent. You know, plus they were holding up paddles, Mike. The Democrats were holding up paddles that were saying silly, stupid things like Elon steals, you know, liar, liar, liar. It was ridiculous. I guess that's why they didn't want to get thrown out.
It was like children.
It really was exactly like children. So it was just like you said, I think a total embarrassment of the entire party in front of the nation and the world. And we got to see who they really are. I don't see any of them having any leg to stand on anymore. Midterms come up or their terms come up. We need to obviously vote them out. People that, like you said, are Democratic need to open their eyes and their minds and take the blinders off and see exactly who they're voting for, because these people became unhinged. They are the ones that like to tear down, tear apart, divide, yet they blame it on the other side. And we saw for themselves, through our eyes, their own actions. It had nothing to do with
Producers
us
are saying there's only 3 links in the email, so they're wanting to know which one you're wanting to play next.
It was in the first link that I sent. There's 5 clips in the first link, and it's clip number 5.
Link, the one that we just watched.
So he just needs to scroll down, and it's number 5 in there.
So scroll down.
Yep.
Okay.
And
it'll
be in there.
1. Okay, I see it. 1, 2. So it's number 5.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on just a second here, folks, and we're going to bring it back up, and we'll listen to the 5th soundbite here. And man, what a wonderful evening it was last night. Again, I can't say enough about how the Republicans got behind each other when Green and them were being very disruptive. The Republicans started chanting USA, USA.
Yes.
Do you ever hear the Democrats ever cheer or chant USA ever anywhere?
No.
I never have.
No.
I mean, please, prove to me or show me a clip where I'm wrong on that, but I cannot ever remember them ever cheering anything about USA or anything positive. It's always negative. It's always hatred. It's always, founding fathers were slave owners and we're all horrible people. And I mean, if you hate America that bad, get the hell out of here. Go somewhere else. If you hate America that bad, you can leave.
Mm-hmm. And, that's the only thing that they are able to do well is stomp and act like children. Some of them left the floor early. One of the Democrats, Maxwell Frost, actually walked off the floor early. He stood up in a black T-shirt that said, "No kings live here." And then, so that's what they do, is they cause chaos. That's it. And here we go with this.
His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
How come that lady look disgusted?
Mm-hmm.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Look at his face. So cute.
Big chair.
Yep.
There's the big chair. Yeah. How can you be so hateful and not stand for this and not cheer for this? How can you be so hateful?
Right.
So spiteful.
And we're good with that, probably. Sean's never going to forget that. That is one hug that man will never forget for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
Thank you, DJ.
And it's horrible. It's horrible because when the camera went back over to the Democrat side, not one of them stood up. Not one of them cheered. Not one of them supported this young man who is fighting for his life with brain cancer. It's just crazy. They showed their true colors last night. And, there are some wonderful people out there that are Democrats. I've got friends that are Democrats. I've had friends that we go back 20 plus years, and we could always sit down and have civil conversation and share our ideas and our differences and our beliefs without yelling and screaming at each other, without hating each other. We're still friends. And I feel sad for those friends of mine that are part of the Democrat Party because again, I feel it's my own personal belief that it's been hijacked, because that's not the Democrats of the Kennedys, right? If that was the Kennedy Democrats sitting over on the other side, they would have all stood up and cheered that young man on. But this is an ideology. It's a cancer in this country of these people that are out to destroy America, in my opinion.
I agree. And they've done a pretty darn good job of polluting our children's minds with all the X-rated stuff, the nakedness, and confusing them about who they are. I mean, when you started, the biggest thing that got to me about that whole trans thing and the whole identify yourself as he, we, she, they, I, is when you heard the story about putting cat litter in a classroom for the people that thought they
That's
were
real.
cats. I mean,
That's real.
how crazy do you have to be in order to do that? And it's just
let me
awful.
cut you off for just a minute, Tammy. This is a party that put a man pretending to be a woman as Secretary of Health. Now, if that would have been the Democrat Party last night, they would have brought that person up in front of everybody and cheered them on for pretending to be a woman. That's the party. Now, that's not Democrats, that's the party. And they've been hijacked.
Yeah. So it just gets worse and worse when you think that it can't, because I don't think, how can you get any lower than what they did last night by just being zombie-like or corpse-like, sitting in their seats through all these emotional points that were, remember, these were non-political points as well, LW. This was about the human emotion, about the conquering and humanity. And that's it. It was not
and
political.
being an American. It was about humanity and being an American. It had nothing about being right or left, Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative. That was all about love, humanity, and being an American, and they couldn't even support that.
Right. So the next clip we're going to get to is in the second email link. It's about Democratic Senator Elisa Slotkin, who is reacting. She was the Dem rep to rebuttal from Trump's speech last night. It's a quick 2-minute little clip there that we can go ahead and listen to now.
All right, let's listen to it.
President Trump loves to say peace through strength. That's actually a line he stole from Ronald Reagan. But let me tell you, after the spectacle that just took place in the Oval Office last week, Reagan must be rolling in his grave. We all want an end to the war in Ukraine, but Reagan understood that true strength required America to combine our military and economic might with moral clarity. And that scene in the Oval Office wasn't just a bad episode of reality TV. It summed up Trump's whole approach to the world. He believes in cozying up to dictators like Vladimir Putin and kicking our friends like the Canadians in the teeth. He sees American leadership as merely a series of real estate transactions. As a Cold War kid, I'm thankful it was Reagan and not Trump in office in the 1980s. Trump would have lost us the Cold War. And look, I've lived and worked in many countries. I've seen democracies flicker out. I've seen what life is like when a government is rigged. You can't open a business without paying off a corrupt official. You can't criticize the guys in charge without getting a knock at the door in the middle of the night.
It seemed like the
So
last
as
4
much
years.
as we need to make our government more responsive
be
to our
fucking
lives
blind.
today, don't for one moment fool yourself that democracy isn't precious and worth saving. But how do we actually do that? I know a
Don't
lot
forget
of you
this
have
is
been
a
asking that
republic,
question.
not a democracy.
First, don't tune out. It's easy to be exhausted, but America needs you now more than ever. If previous generations had not fought for this democracy, where would we be today? Second, hold your elected officials, including me, accountable. Watch how they're
I'll
voting.
make you eat
Go
those
to town
words.
halls and demand they take action. That's as American as apple pie. Third, organize. Pick just one issue you're passionate about and engage. And doom scrolling doesn't count. Join a group that cares about your issue and act. And if you can't find one, start one. Some of the most important movements in our history
Start a
have come
riot,
from the bottom
burn
up.
the town down. Isn't
Yeah,
how
so
you guys
that-
isn't that how you guys usually handle it? You
That's-
start a riot. You start you start burning cities to the ground. That's not the conservative side by any means. She's going to eat those words. I'm going to promise her that. And here's the conversation that I had with a friend of mine today. They keep putting this out there. We have to save democracy. We have to save democracy. We have to save democracy. This country was not built to be a democracy. This country was built to be a republic. Do we have certain parts of America that it's a democracy? Yes, our voting is one of them. But again, a democracy is mob rule. And that's what they want. Mob rule. When you have a republic, it is you are represented by people, right? And they don't want that. They don't want the American voice to be represented. They want a democracy where the elite rule over the middle class, and where we're all held captive in their slavery of taxes. And they keep preaching this democracy, and these people don't even know what a democracy or a republic truly is.
They twist it like they do everything else. And somebody was asking who that was. They must have missed it. That was the Democratic senator from Michigan, Elisa Slotkin. She was the one chosen to give the rebuttal for the Democratic side with Trump's address last night. She also went on, that was just a 2-minute clip. Her speech was about 10 minutes long, or her rebuttal. But she did say that he is going to go after your Social Security and VA benefits, which is another lie that is being spun.
It's fear.
Yes.
It's fear.
Yes.
They always inject fear. Mimi asks, why do they keep saying democracy? It's because it's mob rule, and they don't want to lose their control over us, folks. They don't want to lose their power over us, and they're being rooted out. They're being caught lying. They're being caught stealing our money. They're being caught having their pockets filled with money from our taxes, and they can't stand what's going on right now. They've lost all control. They have no control over the American people. They have no control over Trump. They have no control over Congress. They have no control over the House. They have lost all control, and they are spinning out of fucking control, and they are losing their motherfucking minds because they can't control this shit. And I'm telling you, there ain't not one fucking thing that is moral about the Democratic Party. They are not moral. They inject our kids with vaccines. They have mutilated our kids' sexual organs. They are not moral. They pretend a man is a woman. They have wrecked women's sports. What is moral about this Democratic Party? Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I could have said it better than myself, because it's about time. You push and push and push to the point that enough is enough. And now is time to lash back at all the things that they have done to our country, to our children. She, of course, went after Doge, stating that, they don't like how they're going through your personal stuff, and these young, unsupervised
These
people.
guys have been going through our personal stuff for decades. I'm so tired of hearing about how Elon Musk and his team are going through our personal information. They sold America out. They have sold our information to telemarketers, to China, to everyone else. It is crazy how they flip this shit around and try to blame us for all this stuff. Tammy, we got to keep an eye on the time, because I know that you got to work tonight, and I don't want to run too long. So I know I'm ranting tonight. I'm fired up. My blood pressure is probably 300 over 200 right now, because I just cannot stand the lies, man. There's one thing that you don't call LW. Don't call me a lazy son of a bitch, and don't call me a liar, because those are the two things that gets me over the edge. And when they keep telling the American people that we're lying, that Trump's lying, that Elon is taking advantage of us, it drives me batshit crazy.
Well, we only have one more clip. It's a 2-minute clip, and it's about Dems' reactions to Trump's speech inside while it was happening. Because what we saw last night, it didn't seem like we saw a lot of that side. We saw moments, but this clip shows more of it. So if you want to run through that would be really great to play that last clip. It's the last thing I sent. Yes.
Over there on Rumble, we got a gentleman over there that says their chant is F Trump, and he is correct on that. That's the only chant I've ever heard the Democrats ever chant. They never chant USA, USA or anything. It's always F this and F that, and they're just vile people. Let's go ahead and play the clip.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Go.
Once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
The way he is behaving is the way that the Republicans are behaving is not normal. They should be defending against this idea that presidents can impound billions and billions of dollars and shut down departments without being held accountable.
He's the executive.
I think it's appalling
He's the CEO of the
that
country.
this administration and the Republicans who were sitting on the other side of the aisle feel so comfortable standing up and applauding outright racism, outright scapegoating, and outright lack of solutions when it comes to dealing with our immigration.
These guys are so disconnected. They're so disconnected. All they can chant is racism and hate and all this stuff. And I apologize to the lady over there in Rumble chat. The picture is so small. I even got my glasses on and I can't tell. So I'm so sorry for that. I apologize for that. But that's all they have. This isn't normal, and I can't believe that the Republican Party supports a racist. He just, I mean, damn, these guys are stupid. I don't have anything else.
I think it's the destruction of the party. We saw the last of a dying breath of the Democratic Party. I think they're going to have to come up with something new. I mean, Bernie Sanders left early and right away, and then he went out and he came out with stuff too, and he was doing this, and it's wrong, and they are losing their minds independently and as a party. But on a good note, if you guys have noticed, keeping an eye on J.D. Vance last night, because he's an ex-Marine.
I like that comment. If the Democrats are normal, I never want to be normal.
Amen.
Love that.
Amen to that. Keep an eye, and if you see pictures again, look at J.D. Vance, because this is what he's doing. His eyes are constantly doing this. Being an ex-Marine and alpha male, he is constantly scanning that room because he's got Trump's back. And it was amazing to see. And it's an automatic process in him. It isn't even like I think he realizes he's doing it, but he was in protective mode at the entire
I watched
evening.
that too.
Did you?
I noticed that too, Tammy. I noticed that too. Okay, I got one last clip. I believe this is a TikTok or an Instagram or something. So this is Democrat. I don't know if she came out last night or earlier today and made a statement about the speech last night. But again, the reason why I want to play this for the audience is I just want you guys to realize, and I know you already know this, but this is how disconnected these people are from their own constituents. Outlandish Patriot says, breaking, President Donald Trump signed an executive order as soon as Thursday to abolish the Department of Education. And yes, the WWE, WWF, McMahon's wife is going to be head of that department, head of education. And Trump said, I want you to come in here and work yourself out of a job.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and play the clip. We'll listen to it. I don't even know how long it is. We'll listen to a minute or so of it just so you guys can hear how disconnected these people are.
Really stunned that the election was fought over the cost of living. And families who live paycheck to paycheck, concerned about whether or not they were going to be able to pay their bills, be able to pay for their health care, in some cases even putting food on the table. And the address tonight didn't address any of those issues about cost of living and the fact that people live paycheck to paycheck. And what we ought to be doing in the Congress is to make sure that we are helping people to secure an economic future for themselves and their families. I found the speech to be vengeful, revengeful, and instead of being lifting the hopes and the aspirations of
lifting it
people of the
all.
United States,
Like
of
they
how
did
we
with
move
the
forward
illegals
as the
letting
great
them in.
nation that we are, what the vision for our future was. It devolved into just vindictiveness and self-adulation on behalf of Donald Trump. It did not address the issue of unchecked billionaires like his friend, ally, and Elon Musk.
Ally.
It was not a speech befitting
Oh, jeez, lady.
a great world leader
I can't.
or a great president of the United States.
They're the ones
Oh,
that
my
took care
God.
of all the
So-
illegals and let them in and not took care of us. I mean, that is infuriating right
Yes,
there.
that's what I'm saying is they're so disconnected. They spent $51 million the month before Trump was inaugurated. They spent $51 million putting illegals up in a fancy hotel in New York City. They don't give a damn about the American people.
No.
They haven't given a shit about us for 2 effing years. And so when she says that he didn't talk about paycheck to paycheck or how people are going to buy groceries, you guys didn't do a damn thing for 4 freaking years. He's actually doing something. These people are insane. She reminded me of the lady off of the 101 Dalmatians. What was that lady's name? The crazy lady, the goofy lady with colored hair and the dog and all the dog skin and
She reminds
shit.
me of
I can't
Cruella
remember. I
de Vil,
can't remember
though.
her name, but damn, she
Cruella.
was, huh?
Cruella.
Cruella.
de Vil.
That's who she reminded me of, and she just.
Insanity.
I mean, if that would have been if Trump would have gone up there and talked about transgenderism, and if he would have brought in those males who just broke female records in sports, if he'd have brought them in and had them up on the stand and plotted and patted them on the back and said, "Boy, we're just so glad that you guys broke those records and stuff," they might have got behind that, Tammy.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's who they are. They want everybody to not know who they are, male or female. They want no family unit. They want everybody to live off the government and do what the government tells them to do. It's just they want us to be so dumbed down. That's what they were trying to do with our kids. And that's what got a fire under my keister years ago, was because I saw what was coming. I saw the nastiness in the field of music and the field of celebrityism and Hollywood and the movies they put out, and how even the Hallmark movies that I so love watching, like a lot of women, I cozy up with my hot cocoa and my fancy pajamas, which are not fancy at all, and get cozy and watch those movies and enjoy it. And then I have to start watching people talking about things I don't want to hear them talk about, and be a man being men and women being women went away in Hallmark movies. And
You heard what he said. You heard what he said in his speech. He said there's only 2 sexes. There's men and there's women, and that's it. He goes, it ends tonight. It ends now. We're not doing this crap anymore. Tammy, we got to roll into to final thought because I don't want to make you late for work, and we're 53 minutes right now. So
I'm good. But this is an important thing I wanted to cover real quick.
Okay.
This is my final thought, and this is a warning that Trump put out. This is something he did this afternoon, and it is the most serious warning I've ever heard him put out. And it goes as follows. Shalom Hamas means hello and goodbye. You can choose. Release all the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all the unalived bodies of the people you unalived, or it is over for you. Only sick and twisted people keep bodies, and you are sick and twisted. I am sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you do not do as I say. I have just met with your former hostages whose lives you have destroyed. This is the very last warning for you, for the leadership. Now is the time to leave Gaza while you still have a chance. And to the people of Gaza, a beautiful future awaits, but not if you hold hostages. If you do, you are DEAD. Make a smart decision, release the hostages now, or there will be hell to pay later. President Donald J. Trump.
Wow. Boom. There you go. He just drew the line in the sand, and I know he means business. Here's my final thought. We're going to leave tonight playing the new intro. And I just want to explain this intro. I want to tell War Machine and our producers, thank you so much for this new video. So this song was written for LWN. This song was performed for LWN, and the music video and all the videos and all the stuff was all done by LWN for LWN. So there's no copyright on this but us. And I'm just so grateful for all the hard work that our mods are doing and all the chats. And thank you guys all for joining us again tonight. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share us out. Tell your friends, tell your family about us. We're going to be doing a 24-hour stream here in the next couple of weeks, and I'm pretty excited for that when we get the new computer. So enjoy this intro as we leave tonight, and listen to the words, because it's personal for me. It's personal this time, and this song says everything that needs to be said. And thank you, War Machine, for all your hard work, and thank you again to the producers. Tammy, thanks for joining me tonight as co-host, as always. And tomorrow, let's see, one more day, Thursday. Yep. So don't forget to catch Tammy Nation tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here for Headline Hits. Love you all. God bless. We'll catch you on the next one.
You can see it in the sky. No use running, if you do, you won't survive. People are sick and people are tired, but inside of me rages a fire. We the people are going to burn this corruption to the ground. Yeah, we the people will fight fire with fire starting now. Going to burn this corruption to the ground. Yeah, we the people will fight fire with fire stars.